Hi guys, TinaGale here with another layout using my Flavors of the Month kit from the Scrap Room. So this again is with the Photoplay Paper Real Genius collection. And while I had it out, I decided just to scrap a little bit more. I don't have a lot of school photos. We homeschooled, and so our school photos are a little bit different than your typical first day of school and graduation and all that. So I did have K-5 graduation because my son did do K-5 at a private school, and he also graduated from a private school. So what better way to use the same collection is his K-5 graduation and his senior. This is actually not graduation. This is an awards ceremony where they gave out for specific subjects awards, and then also all of the scholarships from universities were awarded that day. So I grabbed out 3 of those photos that I had where he was earning a couple of ones from the school, and then one where he was receiving his scholarship from the university that he ended up attending. And so it was a really exciting event for us. We had no idea that the school was going to be there or that they were going to award him this scholarship. We knew he had gotten some, but we didn't know what it was. And then we also got a few surprises because there was a couple of college scholarships that were awarded to him that we didn't even know that he had was going to get. So really kind of odd on universities, their part. So this photo here on the left that's a little bit different color is the one from the university. So I wanted to keep it a little bit separate, and so I'm going to frame it with some of the pattern paper and pop dot it up, and then just add some embellishments. So I kind of play around trying to decide where these are going to go along with the embellishments, but I decided I wanted that star student up onto the top right, so I needed to move my photos down just a little bit. Here's where I'm trying to decide what to mat it with, and I really liked this one because of all the different colors, and then it tied into those gears, and so that's the one that I ended up going with. You're not going to see very much of it, but it's just enough to kind of just do pops of colors. Because these photos were quite dark, the auditorium is very, very dark. It's really hard to get good photos in there, but I just tried to crop them in and get a good shot of him and the people that were giving him the awards. So I'm happy to scrap anything, which I got a question here recently about, do I bother reprinting dark photos or do I scrap them, not scrap them? And I've said a few different times that it does not bother me to scrap a bad photo. If there's a memory that I want to document, then I'm going to use whatever photo that I have. I know I hear some people talk about totally deleting photos and just or throwing them away because they're not scrap worthy, they're not good enough, and I just cringe on the inside. And I know everybody's different, and if that works for you, that floats your boat, you go for it. But I can't do it. If there's a memory to be shared, then I'm going to use that photo that's not so great. Between the story and I think the photos are good enough. You can tell this is my son, somebody's handing him something. So then you're going to read the journaling and you're going to know what it's all about. So I don't need those studio-worthy photos to scrap all of my memories. But again, some people are different and I understand that, and that's fine, but that's my take on it. So I just took some of the stickers, pop dotted some of them up, just made some little clusters around. And then for my title, I went back to the alphabet sticker sheet and I decided I wanted to kind of break it up. So I did the Dream Big. I knew that's what I was going to use as the title, but then I decided I loved the alphabet that's kind of like the notebook paper, and I decided to add in this Work Hard in here as well because my son was the type, he really wanted to go to a large university. He didn't want to go to the local college or anything, and we had always told him, work hard, because he's extremely intelligent, he's capable of it, so work hard and get those scholarships because that's the only way you're going. We're not going to pay out big money for a big university and stuff. We didn't have it. It's just too expensive. And he ended up getting almost an entirely full ride scholarship. So I definitely wanted to put that emphasis on that he dreamed about it, he dreamed big, and then he put the work in behind it. So this was all on him, and he would not have been able to have attended this university of his choice without it. And he had offers from other even bigger universities, but this was the one that he chose, and it was a great choice for him. So I'm just so proud of him. And so I just really wanted to pull that into the title. So again, I've just used different ones of the stickers. This one says, education is not the learning of facts, it's rather the training of the mind to think. And that's by Albert Einstein. And that just totally sums him up. And he's full of little quotes like this, and has always been my little smarty pants. There was a sticker on here that said something about totally nerdy or something. And I really wanted to stick it on here, but I didn't. I had enough going on. So that's pretty much everything that I used as far as the stickers and the embellishments that come in the kit. Then I wanted to add just a little bit more to this layout. So I started looking at some of the things that I could use and came up with these Amy Tan stitch guides that I had just gotten, and decided to do some stitching on the layouts. I really wanted something in each one of the embellishment clusters that I had going. So I just went through the guides, and I had some different shapes, and I even thought about, there was one that had a journaling block area, kind of like notebook paper, and I thought about doing the stitch lines there in the bottom left to do my journaling, but I thought it would be just a little bit much. But I liked these arrows, so I decided I could do some stitching with those underneath the title, and I'm going to go ahead and do it in kind of the aqua thread to bring out more of that aqua color. And then there was a star on one of them, and so I decided to do a star around the star that's on that Star Student sticker. It was just a little bit bigger than that yellow one, so I just punched around it. I'm going to stitch around it, and then I put a star kind of at the bottom with that cluster, and I added another one up beside the top title. So all of that together really gave me another pop of color on the layout. It gave me another texture, and it just extended those embellishing areas and layers just a little bit more. So I was really glad that I thought of those, and I probably wouldn't have, except for I had just gotten them and they were laying on my desk. I had looked at them before, but I just didn't want to spend the money on them. I have a lot of different stitching templates and stuff, and so I didn't really need them. But I had found them for $2 on the clearance aisle, and I decided definitely could do that. And it comes with the little mat and needles and thread and all of that, so it was a good deal for $2. So here I'm just finishing up this last little bit. Like I said, I did the 3 stars, and then I did these arrows underneath that title. And I just really, really like how that finished off this layout. And whenever I do stitching, I always just take it to the back and kind of run it through and use my washi tape to finish it off. You could tie knots, but I feel like there's always that danger of the knots coming through to the front side and maybe not completely holding it down as well. So anyways, that's my take on stitching. And then I decided I wanted just another little pop of red down below. I have the red on that Star Student sticker. I have the red banner going across, so it's underneath part of the title. And I just needed a little bit on this bottom cluster. And I couldn't find anything other than this little paper clip. So I decided to add it in. And I liked the way it looked, but it still needed just a little bit of something. So I found a little geotag that had an apple, and I'm going to put it in with the paper clip. And then I'm also going to use the small block letters to put the initials of the school and the year that he graduated down below. And then that's going to finish up this layout. So again, this was from the Scrap Room Flavors of the Month kit. So if you're interested in checking those out, be sure to check out the links down below. I do believe September's is sold out, but you can get on the list for October. So they're great kits. Couldn't recommend them anymore. Here's some still shots, and thanks so much for watching, and we will see you real soon with some more process videos.